Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Rye, and this week I've got a bonus video for you. Yes, it's another Scharnhorst game. The game itself not the most impressive, but if you saw the team's lineup list there, you might notice something kind of interesting about this matchup. Particularly, there are a large number of destroyers, but also the enemy team has 2 saipans. Yes, this is the fabled double carrier game where both teams have a tier 7 carrier, a top tier carrier in the matchup. As the battle gets underway, I have commented that I am going to go to C, and I've asked for anti-aircraft cover. The rest of my team has concurred with that agreement, and we are going to stick close together and effectively provide as much cover as possible. Now, while the enemy team has 2 saipans, my team has 1 saipan and a Hiryu. Enemy destroyer is the first thing to get spotted, and he is in range of my guns and pretty much everyone else's guns. He's already begun capping B, and I've already hit him for a reasonable amount of damage. While he is on fire and taking a large amount of fire from my team, he finally turns away, drops into a smoke screen, but not before I hit him yet again for a good amount of damage. The saipan on our team, he's going to secure his first blood by taking out that destroyer, so well played on his part. But my team, again, we are all staying relatively clustered together, and we're all pushing the C cap point. Effectively, we're going to go ahead and just abandon the A cap point. And for the most part, we're going to abandon the B cap point as well. Again, the enemy team has a destroyer advantage, or they had a destroyer advantage, in the respect that they've got a Gremieszki, and they had one more tier 6 destroyer than our team. Well, we've already taken out one of their tier 6 destroyers, and here at the C cap point are 2 more. And one of them is the Gremieszki, so this could be a little bit of a problem. Of course, as you know, that particular destroyer is known to be so OP that Wargaming will never sell it again. So the only way to get it is through a super container, a prize code giveaway, or schmoozing the right people at the Wargaming office. Incoming torpedoes. There are a lot of them. They are, of course, coming from that Japanese destroyer as well as the Gremi. And friendly destroyer runs right into me as I smack that Kirov, who gets smacked again. The question is, he's very low health. Can I secure a kill of my own? The friendly destroyer that ran into me probably just got saved by doing so, as it prevented him from running into any of those torpedoes broadside on. Did manage to secure the kill on the enemy cruiser, and now I have a Fuso up here who is making himself a prime candidate for my secondary batteries as well as my torpedoes. Speaking of torpedoes, friendly torpedoes behind me, so I'm turning hard and away, but this could be a bit of a problem. So I have the Fuso flag for secondaries, and that's when, oh shit, there's the destroyer. And there are torpedoes coming in from that destroyer. Fortunately, because of the turn I made, I do manage to miss all of those, but I'm taking a large amount of damage. That Fuso does turn away rather than turn in, so I don't think my torpedoes are going to quite reach him. I thought I had that destroyer flagged for secondaries, but it turned out during the streaming event that a lot going on. My game, it didn't register the clicks, and so it took a moment for that destroyer to get flagged. It looks like my secondary gunners are going to take him out, but it's actually the fires they set that finish him off, so no close quarters expert in that battle for me. This enemy Fuso, very low health, but he's got other things that he's being distracted by. I do have him flagged for secondaries. I hit him, he hits me again, and that's very painful. I do set him on fire, But I just want to point out at this point in the game, look at the team's list and the situation. The enemy has both the A and B cap points, while my team only has the C cap point. But at this point, half of their team is gone, and my team still has all of its ships left, albeit some of us very heavily damaged. One of the enemy saipans pops up. I'm hoping that I can get shots off at him before he disappears behind that island and the rocks block my shots. But I'm thinking he might be moving a little bit fast, and of course he might be sailing the opposite direction anyway. Speaking of carriers, though, the second enemy saipan has popped up, and I'm going to go ahead and borrow the enemy smokescreen, or friendly smokescreen, to avoid being spotted by those planes, because I'm sure the saipan would much rather torpedo me than torpedo a cruiser. Of course, we end up losing one cruiser, so this isn't quite a perfect 15-0 matchup, but it is going to be pretty damn close to that. Getting more shots off of that saipan, I'm really desperately hoping that I can citadel this bugger. But it seems like that's not going to be the case. The angle he's sailing at, a little bit awkward, and of course there's a lot of flight deck to go through, and it is built off of a Baltimore. Speaking of cruisers, there is an AFK Cleveland on the enemy team. And because that Cleveland is AFK, I could be shooting at him and racking up additional damage. But at the particular moment, I'm prioritizing my targets. Because that Cleveland is AFK, I know he's not a threat to myself or to the destroyer who's down there picking on that saipan as well. The saipan, however, he's very much so active, and he is launching and recovering aircraft, so I want to get rid of him as quickly as possible to avoid taking any torpedoes and avoid losing any more friendly ships. But we might not have an option on that, as an enemy destroyer has been spotted up near our Hiryu, and our Hiryu is not in a very good position to run away. And none of my team is in a position to come and help him. Now, am I going to get the kill on the saipan? Friendly destroyer takes out the Cleveland with torpedoes. Come on. Oh my god, that saipan is incredibly low health. Destroyer takes shots at it. Doesn't manage to kill him. Come on. So low health. Secure the kill. Yes, I do. No more carrier for their team. So, the enemy team is now down to one destroyer and a battleship, and the battleship is gone, and there's yet another kill. And my team has only managed to lose 2 ships in the process. We only captured 1 base, but we stuck together and we concentrated fire. We avoided taking too much damage from the enemy saipans. And if you've ever played against the saipan, you'll know that those airplanes are devastating. Playing with the dive bombers, playing with the torpedo bombers, it doesn't matter. They're hard to shoot down. They do a lot of damage, especially those dive bombers. It's just not a carrier you want to deal with, and the enemy team had 2 of them. And yet, no matter how OP a ship, can't help save potatoes. Though that's not necessarily fair to the saipan players. I have no idea what their stats are, nor do I particularly care. I was more concerned at the fact that there were 2 of them, and it could have resulted in a very, very bad game. Combine that with all of the destroyers and lack of cruisers. I'll tell you what, the enemy team really did have the battle stacked in their favor. So this outcome, absolutely astounding. Absolutely stunning. Of course, 1 enemy destroyer left. And here, very shortly, the enemy isn't going to have a single base left, because we are going to go and send somebody over to capture it, while the rest of the team closes in on that destroyer, who's hiding in a smokescreen. But he still has to deal with the fact that the Hiryu managed to get planes away, and they're orbiting in one direction, so he can't run back behind that island without getting spotted. And our saipan has got his planes up over the other side of the smoke screen, so pretty much that destroyer can't run in either direction. Combine that, we have a friendly destroyer who is going to take his brave pills and do what a destroyer must do, and he's going to push into that smokescreen and spot that enemy destroyer. In front of me, take a look at that. Omaha with 100 HP. If that Farragut wanted an easy kill, all he needed to do is land one high explosive shot on that Omaha, and this battle wouldn't have been so miserably one-sided. I do manage to land one more hit on that destroyer and get my damage total up to 90k, which makes me happy. A 90k damage battle I consider a reasonable game. Unfortunately, I'm back behind the island and the destroyer is maneuvering hard. Our friendly Farragut has got him dead to rights, but who's going to get the kill? It's actually the man who noticed me there at the beginning of the battle in the Graf Spee. 90,000 damage done, and Confederate. A battle that total time lasted just over 10 minutes. And, well, not a total one-sided sweep of the team, was still pretty much a blowout in every respect. We only lost 2 ships. Only 2. Top of the team for XP earned. Kind of impressive considering the amount of damage done, but simultaneously kept that mobility up, used the Scharnhorst advantages, and we played really well. And look at that, the Saipan, a carrier, ending up second on team for XP earned. If you've ever played a carrier, you know the carriers have XP nerfs, so that's really impressive on his end. Good job to the Saipan player there. Anyway, folks, that's it for today's bonus video. This week's bonus video. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. If you've got a World of Warships replay like this one that you'd like to see on my channel, you're welcome to send it to my email. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, as well as get access to replays like this early, you can become my supporter on Patreon. Any support level will get you access to those replays. And if you'd like to watch me play World of Warships live, as this game was played live on my Twitch channel, you can follow me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.